urge to soar, our once was free skies. Did you know that death and destruction is where my Iraqi people reside? Can somebody...
And 9 more years to take my oath. But on November 22nd, 2014, my right hand laid on the pavement so graciously as if it were covering the hearts of all of the black community. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, or public trust. I will always hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, my community, and the agency I serve. My 5'7" frame laid across American soil, covering it like blood on doorways to protect future seeds. If I could gather enough air in my lungs, I would have told you I started to see that star-spangled wave. I would have asked you why the ground did not feel like the land of the free and why my gut had to be the home of the brave. My face like cold on the pavement as my body leaked red and you stood over me white wearing blue. But patriotism isn't so comforting. My sister came running and you did not let her comfort me. She just wanted to hold my hands and give me my Medal of Honor, but you were a robber. You stole that from me too. You watched your partner handcuff her and put her in the back of your car like she was the criminal. I would have told you it wasn't a crime for her to love me.
Smoking a cigarette, or for having an attitude, and why the fuck wouldn't we have an attitude with you?
Hey.
Stop choking us. Stop approaching us with guns drawn. Take your finger off the trigger unless you know you're gonna pull it. And FYI, 1 bullet to the leg of an assailant that is running away is sufficient. Learn the difference in weight between your taser and a 9mm handgun. Beating a suspect that is already handcuffed does not make you tough. Your badge is not equivalent to a crown. Please ground yourself right now. You are above no law. This system has been flawed all along.
Alright. The following are all true stories. May 26, 2003, Aaron Ralston was hiking. A boulder fell on his right hand. He waited 4 days, then he amputated his own arm with a pocket knife. On New Year's Eve, a woman was bungee jumping in Zimbabwe. The cord broke. She then fell into a river and had to swim back to land in crocodile-infested waters with a broken collarbone. Claire Champlin was smashed in the face by a 5-pound watermelon being propelled by a slingshot. Matthew Grobus was hit by a javelin. David Striegel was actually punched in the mouth by a kangaroo. The most amazing part of these stories is when asked about the experience, they all smiled, shrugged, and said, "Guess things could have been worse." So go ahead. Tell me that you're having a bad day. Tell me about the traffic. Tell me about your boss. Tell me about the job you've been trying to quit for the past 4 years. Tell me the morning is a townhouse burning to the ground. Tell me the snooze button is a fire extinguisher. Tell me the alarm clock stole the keys to your smile, drove it into 7 a.m. and the crash totaled your happiness. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me, how blessed are we to have tragedy so small it can fit on the tips of our tongues? You see, when Evan lost his legs, he was speechless. When my cousin was assaulted, she didn't speak for 48 hours. When my uncle was murdered, we had to send out a search party to find my father's voice. Most people have no idea that tragedy and silence often have the exact same address. So when your day is a museum of disappointments hanging from events that were outside of your control, when you find yourself flailing in an ocean of why is this happening to me, when it feels like your guardian angel put in this 2-week notice 2 months ago and just decided not to tell you, when it feels like God is a babysitter that's always on the phone, when you get punched in the esophagus by a fistful of life, remember that every year 2 million people die of dehydration, so it doesn't matter if the glass is half full or half empty, there's water in the cup. Drink that shit and stop complaining. You see, muscle is created by repeatedly lifting things that have been designed to weigh us down. So when your shoulders feel heavy, stand up straight, lift your chin. Hell, call it exercise. Remember that life is a gym membership with a really complicated cancellation policy. Remember that you will survive. Remember, things could be worse. Remember, we are never, ever given anything that we can't handle. When the world crumbles around you, you have to look at the wreckage and then build a new one out of all the pieces that are still here. Remember that you are still here. The human heart beats approximately 4,000 times per hour, and each pulse, each throb, each palpitation is a trophy engraved with the words, "You are still alive. You are still alive." Act like it. Thank you.
Cause she probably running game, and all's well doesn't always end the same. I'm just saying, and I'm just saying. Cause if you put in all your time and you wasting all your dimes on somebody who be playing, what's that saying? I'm just saying, saying. You say you do better without the touch. I say you do better without the lies, girl. The substance of fear I see in your eyes when you look.
Hello. Hi. Hello. We're at the Broad. I'm just kidding. I can treat you like an elephant. Take a moment and realize that it's huge.
I come to you with my direction, love and its affection. Don't be so shy to share with me. I can take you to the moon and back.
No, it's down for real.
You're around, I don't know how to act. Well, maybe cause I don't know how to act, baby. You say you do better without the touch. I say you do better without the lies, girl. The substance of fear I see in your eyes when you look at me. I'm always caught by surprise. I'm so used to you and your intimidation. Let's work with no limitations. I can treat you like a 9 to 5, but I wanna take you on vacation.
Hey, what are you doing?
I wanna let you know that it's obvious enough for us, the one for me, the
But
only
I'm
one. You know your name, the one I claim is just my type. This is way too rare. Tell me why I'm so attached to you. Can you give me some disclosure? I'm so latched to you. Hate to see you leave, and never see it's fair. Got me doing overtime like the minute scenes. Yeah, I wrote a song about you. Really, I just wanna tell the world about you. Explain all the ways that you got me captured. The twinkle in your nose, every bit of the laughter. It ain't no words, it's so factor. I'm reading your story like this my chapter. And knowing I'm the first one, be no one after. Locked in with the baddest, so nothing else matters, baby. You say you do better without the touch. I say you do better.
Oh, it's a video. Hi. So we were getting Korean barbecue. I think this is the first time all three of us have hung out, and yeah, like it's pretty exciting.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's very exciting. Because every time we hang out, I think it's like separately. So it's like me and her, or those two with each other. That's true. We've never found the time to like all three of us together. You're getting Korean barbecue now. And I'm getting soju because I can. I'm still drinking anyway, but I shouldn't.
Yeah, my this one. It's the same day.
Yeah.
I wanna tell the world about you. Really, I just wanna tell the world about you. Really, I just wanna tell the world about you. And it's that 90s love, that 90s love. And it's that 90s love, that 90s love. And it's that 90s love, that 90s love. Maybe it's so easy to give you the things I should.